around here. We could see more areas of moderate to heavier rain popping up. This is going to be around Winchester and Cumberland. We already see some showers approaching there. Even more will begin to push in. And then as I move the clock over to about 2:30 or so in the afternoon, we can see more rain sitting on top of the district from Frederick to Leesburg, Gaithersburg, D.C., Manassas, all the way down to Fredericksburg. Look at those colors, the reds and the oranges. That's the indication of the areas of moderate to heavy rain that we could see embedded within a few of these storms as they work their way into the region. Now, moving the clock back to about 4 o'clock, we still see some storms around Metro D.C., but they're starting to push further over to the east along that cold front. So you'll find them in areas such as Anne Arundel County, the Baltimore suburbs, Prince George's County, and into areas such as Charles and St. Mary's County as they cross the bay by 6:30 p.m. That's where the stronger storms will be, and then that'll be even pushing into Delaware. Now, on the backside of that, we could still pick up on a few showers lingering, but the bulk of the stronger storms that will bring the potential damage will be moving out of the area. Last few drops of rain should be clearing out between 8 and 9 o'clock this evening, and then we have a dry Sunday to look forward to. Now, as these storms move in and as we see that cold front come in, the winds could become a bit gusty as they're coming in. So we could see some stronger wind gusts later on this afternoon and this evening. And by Sunday, the winds relax and become breezy, and we don't have to worry about storms then. Over the next few days, this is what we're anticipating. With this system coming in, we could see anywhere upwards of an inch of rain or more. Looking at most of the modeling trends, the NAM, the GFS, the Euro, all picking up on an inch or more of rain. And I could see that happening under those pockets of moderate to heavy rain that'll be associated with this particular storm. As far as flooding, I think that risk would be rather low because we have been rather dry lately, and so it's likely that the ground will be absorbing most of this. The only caveat to being dry before a heavy rain event comes is that sometimes the ground is so dry that it is harder for it to absorb. It just sort of rolls off of it. You know, dirt, when it's really dry, it can be hard for that to absorb initially, but I do think that some of this will be soaking in, and it is much needed around here. So let's talk about the next 12 hours. This is what you can anticipate. We're into the 70s, but once those showers and storms come in, we're going to see those temperatures beginning to fall into the 60s by 3 o'clock, 61 by 5 p.m., right there in the upper 50s by 9 o'clock tonight. And as I mentioned earlier, that's going to be the last few drops of rain before we begin to clear out. So let's talk about impacts to D.C. Metro. Here's where we're going to find the most moderate impacts. Winds gusting potentially upwards of 58 miles per hour. We could see downed trees, power outages, even some loose objects or patio furniture blown around. If you're along 81, those impacts will be a bit more light to moderate because you'll be having rain, but not as high of a risk for severe storms to work their way in. Once we get past this rain, it's going to be a nice weekend and a nice stretch for the next several days. 60s by Sunday, 63 Monday, 64 Tuesday, and into the mid 60s by Wednesday as well. So a lot of people are out because it is Earth Day and they are celebrating outdoors, maybe doing some cleanups at parks, which are great things to do for Earth Day. But if a thunderstorm comes, you're going to have to put your safety first, and that means getting indoors at the first sight of lightning. Even if there's no rain around, you see lightning, you need to get indoors. Now, one of the worst places to be when a thunderstorm strikes is around trees. I always tell people a tree is not the place to be when a storm occurs. That's because the lightning is attracted to those taller objects. So if you're standing under a tree, it's not good for shelter. It puts you in more danger of getting struck by lightning. The best thing to do is to head inside and perhaps stay away from the windows. Some lightning facts for you. Lightning can strike quite far away. On average, 5 to 10 miles away, that lightning can still strike. In some cases, even upwards of 25 miles away. We did have these mega boats, a record bolt of lightning that struck in the U.S. in 2020 that stretched more than 477 miles. It was captured on satellite, and it set a new record. So what the National Weather Service recommends that if you're outdoors and a thunderstorm comes about, wait at least 30 minutes until that thunderstorm passes before you resume your outdoor activities. That way you give yourself enough space between you and the storm to stay safe and not have to worry about the lightning striking you. Now, some words you're going to hear today. I already mentioned we have a severe thunderstorm watch. What does that mean? That means there is a risk for severe storms to happen. You want to have a plan just in case those storms threaten. Now, if you hear us say, we come on TV or on social media, we're saying, hey, there's a severe thunderstorm warning in your neighborhood. That means that severe storm is happening now or will be happening soon. You need to take action to save yourself, protect your property, and obviously the people in and around around your home. If you hear tornado, because we do have a slight chance that we could see maybe a weak tornado pop up. Nonetheless, they're still very dangerous. So if you hear tornado warning, that means a tornado is in your area or going to be in your area pretty soon. So listen out for what areas it'll be in. So when that happens, you don't want to be scrambling. You want to know exactly where to go and exactly what to do. So inside the most interior part and the lowest part of your home, think in and low when it comes to tornadoes. You want to be in the hallway, the stairs, perhaps even the bathroom. If that's more interior, if you've got a basement, that's a good place to be. In fact, it's one of the best places to be. And maybe you could have a mattress or something to cover your head. I know that sounds very silly. I even tell people put a motorcycle helmet on. I know it equally sounds quite silly, but the key is you're trying to put a barrier between your head and your body and anything flying around. So that's why we advise people to perhaps do that. If you are indeed in a tornado warning, you hear the roar of the winds outside, you hear things breaking and clanking and moving around, that's when you want to go into that mode and really protect yourself and try to put a barrier between you and whatever is going to be flying around. All right, look at your 7-day forecast. We've got temperatures into the 70s today, but then we're in a 60 streak as we get into the rest of the week. Look for temperatures to be below average. In fact, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday and Friday. Our next rain chance comes Wednesday night, and then Thursday and Friday, a slightly better chance for rain. So we're going to walk through that once again. I'm Mary Marshall joining you from the WSA9 Weather Center. You're taking a look at our live radar right now, showing some storms getting ready to march toward our area. Right now, lots of lightning, heavy rain over the Charlottesville area, and we can also see some of those storms working their way toward Richmond, Harrisonburg, Winchester, picking up on some of those showers as well. So what I'm going to do is try to hop here for our friends on Facebook and see if we can go ahead and get some of your questions. If you have any, we want to go ahead and answer those for you and get you all set. So let's see if we can get on here. If not, you can type your questions in and I'll try to get back in there and respond to them as well. So this is what we're covering right now. Looking to see if we have any comments, and not too many of them so far. So good. Well, we thank who's ever out there joining us, but if you do have some comments, go ahead, put them in there. I'll be happy to answer them for you. So again, here is what I'm tracking for you right now. You can see those lightning strikes really getting underway in the Charlottesville area, and some severe thunderstorm warnings already on these storms. Now, I've been watching this all morning long. I know I've been looking at it and just seeing how is this storm behaving? What's it doing? For the most part, it has been producing numerous severe thunderstorm warnings, and in its path, it has left a few trees down in areas such as the Carolinas, and we have the very same dynamics in place to see that happen here. So pay attention. You can have our app, constantly watch WSA9. We're going to be providing updates for you on our social media and our website as well. If you start to hear severe thunderstorm warning and it's in your neighborhood, be prepared to take action. Here's what I've got right now. This is heading into the noon hour. Showers and storms moving in. These storms are on the leading edge of this squall as well. Usually represent a bit of a stronger storm there. I can see them marching toward the area. So the National Weather Service just a few hours ago issued a severe thunderstorm watch for most of the region. You can see that covers Loudoun County, Montgomery, Prince George's, up through Prince William, Manassas, Culpeper, Fredericksburg, Charles, St. Mary's, the Eastern Shore, Baltimore, all covered within that severe thunderstorm watch. It's going to go until 6 o'clock this evening. And we have been placed in the slight risk category for these severe storms from the Storm Prediction Center. It includes the threat for damaging wind. That's our highest threat. Large hail, even an isolated tornado cannot be ruled out. All these areas in yellow that you see up through Gaithersburg, Manassas, D.C., Waldorf, Andrews, all those areas have a slightly higher chance for seeing some of this severe weather work its way in. And it's going to be scattered. Everyone may not necessarily get one of those stronger storms, but the possibility is there. So you do want to be aware and alert. The key timing for this is going to be between 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. It may not storm that entire time. That is just the window for the strongest storms to occur. That's when that front's going to be pushing toward the area and will have the best chance for lift and other instability in the atmosphere. Breezy and cooler on Sunday. That's your one weekend day that you don't have to worry about the rain coming down. So we've issued a weather watch alert today to make sure that you're staying safe and you stay on top of what's going to be happening. Higher threat, of course, for storms and those damaging winds. We could see gusts upwards of 58 miles per hour or stronger in some areas. Could see a few pockets of hail. And again, we can't rule out an isolated tornado from making its way into the area. Let's go over Futurecast once more because things are going to be changing here rather quickly. We've got another hour or so before we start to see those showers and storms march through the area. This is at 12:30 today. The bulk of them are still west of D.C. along Winchester, but making their way into Culpeper, and then shortly after that into the Manassas area. This is at about 2:30. At this point, we have more storms in the immediate D.C. metro area. This is going to cover Manassas, Leesburg, Gaithersburg, D.C., up through Fredericksburg, Quantico, Dumfries, Dale City, all those areas included, and then it'll be marching into the Prince George's County area as well. By 4 o'clock, storms are likely going to be over Prince George's. Look at all those red and orange colors. That's heavy rain associated with these storms. It's really going to come down pretty good at times, so it may be difficult to see much in front of you if you happen to be driving during this time. This is at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and once we get to about 6:30, at that point, the strongest of the storms will have pushed east of the immediate D.C. metro area. They'll be moving into Delaware and into Jersey and Pennsylvania. We'll still have some showers left behind, but the stronger stuff will have moved out of the region at that point. And then by 8-9 o'clock, that's going to be the last few drops. Storms may linger a little bit longer toward the Ocean City area, but Metro D.C., you'll see just a few showers that'll start to wrap up. So late Saturday night plans, if you plan on going out tonight with friends, they should become rain-free and severe weather-free. But we do have to watch out because with these types of storms, we could see power outages, we could see downed trees and power lines. So you want to maybe keep your phones charged up, all of your devices charged up, so that you can continue to get alerts and contact family and friends if necessary. How much rain could we squeeze out of this? Looking at the trend across the models, it does show that we could pick up at least an inch, maybe even upwards of an inch and a half of rain when this is all said and done. The atmosphere is going to become saturated, and so we will be able to get a nice heavy rainfall with these storms as they work their way in. We're into the 70s already, and then once these storms come in, those temperatures are going to fall a bit. Upper 60s to upper 50s as these, we just got a temperature update right there. You just saw it before your very eyes. The latest coming in. That's what we do here. Give you the very latest. So you can see up towards 6 p.m. is where we see the most lightning strikes. And then you get to 8 o'clock, and yeah, there are a few drops left over, but those storms are beginning to push out of the area. So 61 by 8 o'clock, then into the 50s by 10 o'clock tonight, and we'll begin to dry out. Lightning facts. I do want to go over this because lightning can strike at far distances. If you happen to be out at an Earth Day event or just out with family or friends and a thunderstorm strikes, you should wait at least 30 minutes before you go back outside. You wait at least 30 minutes until that storm has passed. That'll give yourself a nice safe distance away from the storms. Remember, lightning can strike on average 5 to 10 miles away, but in some cases upwards of 25 miles per hour. And we have also recorded a record of megabolt that struck cloud to cloud. It was 477 miles long. That happened right here in the U.S. in 2000 and set a new world record for one of the longest lightning bolts to ever hit the world. Speaking of lightning, a lot of people, when it starts to storm, they like to take refuge under a tree. It is the absolute worst place to be when a storm strikes. The tree is not going to provide you with shelter. No, what it will do is get you in trouble with lightning because it makes it easier for that lightning charge to connect. Lightning is attracted to those taller objects. Also, we're talking about strong winds, right? So if that tree happens to fall over and you're standing under it, I don't have to tell you what's going to happen there. So not a good idea to be sitting under the tree. Get away from it. Get inside. If you can't get into a house, if you got your car nearby, get into that. Something to get you out of the direct path of the storm. What to do in a tornado? While our tornado chance is low today, if it should occur, I want you to be prepared and know exactly what to do and exactly where to go. You want to get into your hallway, perhaps your stairs, maybe the bathroom. The basement is one of the better spots to be. And then maybe you could put something over your head to sort of cover you, put a barrier between you and what's flying around. I tell people a mattress, maybe even a motorcycle helmet, anything to stop what's ever flying around from hitting you. So the severe thunderstorm watch and warning, we are already under that watch. The key timing, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the strongest storms to move through. A severe thunderstorm watch means that, hey, we see ingredients coming together to create some severe storms. That means severe storms are possible. But if we say warning, that means that severe storm has materialized. It's here or it's going to be getting here pretty soon. You need to take action. I just want you to know when we're communicating things to you, make sure you understand what we're talking about so that you can keep your family and your friends pretty safe. All right, we'll wrap up now with the 7-day forecast. Things are going to get better from here, folks. It's going to be bumpy for a little bit this afternoon, especially up until about 6 o'clock, and then after that, some light showers. Then tomorrow, it's a new day. It's breezy. It's cooler. It's Nice, 66 degrees, mid 60s by Monday, 64 Tuesday, and we're going to coast right there into the 60s into next week. We'll have rain chances once again Wednesday night, and then Thursday and Friday, those rain chances increase for us once again. But look at those temperatures. They will be below average. We should see an average high around 70, but for Sunday all the way through next Friday, those temperatures will be below average. It's from one extreme to the other. Stay safe and have a happy Earth Day.